Dear ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a good coffee break and you're enjoying the little food, because now we're gonna go to the real world. The real world means we're gonna go underground. In one of our occasions in the past, we were actually dimming down the lights. We had even a lantern coming in with the Steigenberger Lied. We did it already, so we don't want to repeat it, but we are actually extremely pleased that Emil Woodtli was able to make it this year. He's head of tunneling at Gaehler and Partner, which is the company that got the highest loss, as they call it, in construction. 500 million, he told me, that they are able to spend, and he tries to be in the cost. Now, Emil is not only a good school friend of mine, he's also the Gemeindepräsident und gleich Stadtpräsident von Lachen. So the mayor of Lachen is also working really underground. Not only try to construct a gymnastic hall in Lachen, but also other stuff that are by far more complex. With that, I would like to pass him over, and please take on your helmets, because we are on the ground.
Thank you, Alex. It's a pleasure for me to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, a few impressions of our construction sites in Göschenen and Airolo, where the second tube of the Gotthard Road tunnel is being built. Since our childhood, Alex said it, I know Alex. He went to the same high school as me. In the last years, our contact has become more intensive, and so one day Alex asked me if I would present my present tunnel project here in the Resources Day. What he didn't tell me was that I should do this in English. You deal with stocks, with commodities, work with Excel spreadsheets all day, follow stock prices and earn a lot of money. So I decided to show you something completely different, the world of real work. Beside Excel sheets, charts and shareholders, I build in a team infrastructure projects. The best thing about my job is that we can see the progress of our work every day. Let me short introduce myself. After high school, I studied civil engineering at the ETH Zürich. Since my studies, I worked for major Switzerland's engineering companies and was always part of the teams which built tunnels. I spoke too fast. This is Göschenen. So. Let's focus on the Gotthard and its traffic tunnels now. This is the structure of our presentation. A few words about the history of the traffic on the Gotthard route. Then the reasons for the second tube. Afterwards, I tell you something about the project second tube. Then the reasons why I could not give this presentation last year. And finally, our current challenges. As I mentioned, please excuse my poor English skills. I hope to be a better engineer than a master of English. So back to the Gotthard. I don't tell you much about the history of the traffic over or through the Gotthard Pass. First as a mule trail, then a horse-drawn carriages. You sure already have seen this iconic painting, the Gotthard Post by Rudolf Koller. The realized project of a Transalpine rail link was significantly influenced by the politician and entrepreneur Alfred Escher. As you know, he was also the founder of the SKA, the later CS, Credit Suisse, the Swiss Re and TETH, and a lot more. A statue of him now stands on Zurich's Bahnhofplatz in front of the main station. The work on the railway tunnel started in 1872, with the required ramps and loop tunnels between Erstfeld and Biasca being built in parallel. The breakthrough took place on 29 February 1880. The new Gotthard Railway was finally put into operation in 1882.
Die Bilder des Tunnelbaus liegen im Archiv der Stiftung SBB Historic. Mit der damals modernen Fototechnik lassen Favre und Escher den Bau dokumentieren. Favre und seine Ingenieure setzen beim Bau auf neue Methoden. Zum Beispiel auf solche Loks, angetrieben durch komprimierte Luft. Überreste der Druckluftanlage existieren noch heute, oberhalb des Tunnelportals bei Göschenen.
Da hat man das Wasser gefasst, das man dann gebraucht hat, um Druckluft herzustellen für den Bau des Gotthardtunnels.
The Gotthard Road Tunnel was opened in 1980. The Gotthard Road Tunnel runs from Göschenen in the canton of Uri at its northern portal to Airolo in Ticino to the south and is 16.9 kilometers in length below the St. Gotthard Pass, a major pass of the Alps. At time of construction in 1980, it was the longest road tunnel in the world. It is currently the 5th longest. Although it is a motorway tunnel, it consists of only one bidirectional tube with 2 lanes. The Gotthard Road Tunnel provides a vital road link between northern and southern Switzerland. Before its construction, the only direct route across the Alp was via the Gotthard Pass. The pass road culminates at 1,000 meters above the tunnel, at a height of 2,106 meters, and is only passable in summer. Due to severe weather conditions, such as heavy snowfall and avalanches, the pass is closed for about 6 months from November-December till May-June every year. The tunnel offers a more reliable and all-weather road connection, allowing vehicles to travel between the regions on both sides of the mountains year-round. It offers a faster and more convenient route for passenger vehicles and cargo trucks, enabling smoother movement of goods and tourists between Northern and Southern Europe. It's important to note that while the Gotthard Road Tunnel has brought about various benefits, it also faces challenges related to safety and capacity. Due to its popularity, there have been instances of traffic congestion and the need for regular maintenance and safety measures to ensure smooth operations. Nonetheless, it remains an essential infrastructure element in the European transportation network. On 24 October 2001, a collision of 2 trucks caused a fire in the tunnel, killing 11 and injuring many more. After the accident, the tunnel was closed for 2 months and for repair and cleaning. Heavily used, the tunnel often has traffic jams during peak holiday seasons over Easter and summer on both ends of the tunnel. After 40 years of use, the Gotthard Road Tunnel is in need of a comprehensive renovation. To ensure that the important road connections remains open during the renovation, the Federal Road Office, ASTRA, is right now building a second tunnel. It is expected to be operational from 2030. After that, the first tunnel will be renovated. Both tunnels will be available from 2033. The second tunnel will not increase the traffic capacity through the Gotthard. Only one lane will be open in each direction at all times. That's my world. To the project. This slide shows you the different traffic routes on the Gotthard route. The grey curvy line is the road over the pass. The red line shows where the railway has been running for 140 years till now. The black line is the motorway with only one tunnel so far. The blue line finally shows the new Gotthard base tunnel of the SBB. Our job now is to build a second tunnel parallel to the red line. The system, the second road tunnel is being built parallel to the existing road tunnel in a distance of 70 meters. Both road tunnels will be connected to the existing service and infrastructure tunnel, SISTO, which is used for the maintenance purposes. Like the first road tunnel, the second road tunnel will be linked to the SISTO by 68 interconnections, each 250 meters apart. The cross section. The new road tunnel will be similar to the existing road tunnel. It will have two lanes, with only the left lane being used at any one time after the first road tunnel has been renovated. The right lane in both tunnels will then serve as the hard shoulder. The service ducts situated beneath the carriageway will be different, however. In the new road tunnel, all lines for electricity, communication and extinguishing water required for the maintenance of the tunnel will be installed in the left channel. The right channel provides space for third-party infrastructure. Swissgrid, for example, will move an ultra-high voltage line which currently runs over the Gotthard Pass into the tunnel. Separated by a false ceiling, the ventilation duct for the removal of exhaust air is located above the road area. The duct leads to the underground ventilation centers, two of which are situated at the portals in Göschen and Airolo, with four others distributed along the length of the tunnel and connecting to the existing ventilation shafts of the first road tunnel. In case of a fire, the fire ventilation system is activated, with smoke gases being in the road area's false ceiling, making it possible to evacuate the tunnel users. The majority of the second road tunnel will be drilled by the two TBMs, tunnel boring machines. Both the north and the south are home to an extensive geological fault zone. The northern zone is around 270 meters long and about 4.1 kilometers from the northern portal, and the southern fault zone is around 300 meters long and about 4.9 kilometers from the southern portal. The tunnel boring machine is a single shield boring machine with a shield length of 10 meters. This is the white part in front of it. The TBM has a diameter of 12.3 meters. The drilling machine achieves up to 4.6 revolutions per minute and an average drill capacity of 2 meters per hour. One TBM will be developed from the north, with another working from the south. Launch tunnels will be built at both portals, where specialists will assemble the TBMs and prepare them for use. The fault zones cannot be drilled out by the TBMs and must therefore be blasted in advance. It is for this reason that 2 access tunnels will be drilled to these locations. This is the process. The existing service and infrastructure tunnel, the CISTO, runs between the 2 main tubes. Both its entrances are currently located where the entrance and the exit of the second tube will be later be. Therefore, the entrances for the CISTO have to be rerouted. This is the green line is the relocation of the CISTO entrance in north and in south. The access tunnels in blue reach the 2 geological fault zones that have to be excavated by blasting before the tunnel boring machines can pass through. The heading for the main tunnel, here in red, will be delivered by 2 tunnel boring machines. The 2 tunnel boring machines are currently being transported and assembled in front of the future tunnel. In the beginning of 2025, they will be placed in prepared launch tubes at the 2 tunnel portals where they finally start their work. They are expected to reach their destination in the summer of 2027. The breakthrough will take place pretty much in the middle of the tunnel. On this slide, you can see the complexity of our construction site. It is impossible to explain everything to you in 20 minutes. The yellow area is our installation site. The thick black line is the existing first tube. The thin black line is the existing safety tunnel CISTO. The red line is this red line is the second tube, and all purple parts here around were only built for preparing the tunnel construction. The next slide show you some impressions of our work. Here you can see the concrete cavern. Concrete is produced here today already. The cavern is 140 meters long, 20 meters high, and 20 meters wide. The production plant is installed here. The aggregate and cement for the concrete are delivered by rail and transported from outside into the silos via the conveyor belt tunnel, which you can see here. He comes from the outside and delivers all the material. In the area of the portal, we are breaking out the launch tube for the TBM. There is a little space, there's only little space in Göschenen, and so we have to finish assembling the TBM in the mountain. That's the launch tube 4. 2 months ago, we started excavating the fault zone. The excavation cross-section has a diameter of 15 meters. I have never seen such a large cross-section before. It's very impressive, as you can see that here. The rock pressure in this zone is so strong that convergences of up to 1.4 meters can occur. And after the conventional excavation of the fault zone, the TBM, with its diameter of 12.3 meters, has to be pulled through this zone. The rock in the fault zone is so weak that an excavator is sufficient for the excavation. In this zone, many and strong supports made of steel and concrete are needed. Here, a little you don't have to blast here, the excavator is enough. It was granite. Well, it's still the fault zone. If you see the miner here, this is 15 meters, 15 meters.
The altitude is so high that you told me that the excavator has to be using a ramp because he cannot reach the top.
Yeah, we have to build that in a few parts. As you saw in the video here, we open just a part of the whole area. We have adapted 4 old military caverns for our purposes and will use them to produce the precast concrete parts of the tunnel. The first tests have already taken place. Here you can see the excavation work for the construction pit. Much further down, the TBM will then start its work. Further down, the excavation pit had to be supported by these steel elements. Now, impressions of the production plant at Herrenknecht, where the TBM was planned and manufactured. This is in Germany, in the Schwarzwald, in Schwanau. The TBM was here to show the possibilities of the TBM, and we checked that. And after testing its capabilities, the TBM had to be dismantled again and transported to Göschenen. On the Ochsenstrasse, this was challenging as well. Here you see an existing tunnel just in front of Fisikon on the Ochsenstrasse, and the part was 7.2 meters wide, and the tunnel was 7.35 meters. But finally, we arrived and passed the famous Teufelstein here in the night. Right now, the drill head is being assembled and welded. And come to the material we excavate. Around 3.5 million tons of rock material from the excavation of the second road tunnel is being transported by rail to Flüelen. Here it will be used for the renaturation of the shallow water zone at Lake Uri, which is part of Lake Lucerne. We use 1.9 million tons of excavated material and construct a new motor canopy in Airolo. Around 1.9 million tons of excavated material will be used as construct. Oh, jetzt bin ich schneller. This is Airolo. they will cover the A2 here, motorway. And 1.8 million of tons of excavated material will be used as construction material, with 1.5 million tons being used for the construction of the second road tunnel and 0.3 million tons for the renovation of the existing road tunnel. The material will be reduced in size and cleaned before being used as aggregate for concrete. The tunnel system, until the completion of the second tube, traffic will be routed completely through the first tube, as has been the case until now. This is till 2030. After the opening of the second tube, the repair of the first tube will begin. During this time, probably from 2030 to 2033, all traffic will be routed through the second tube. When the first tube is reopened, probably from 2033, traffic will be routed separately through the two tubes. The left lane in direction of travel will be used in each case, while the right lane will serve as a hard shoulder. The reason why I could not give this presentation last year: in the existing road tunnel, the ventilation ducts for fresh and vitiated air are separated from the traffic room by a concrete ceiling. On Sunday, September 10th, 2023, the Zürich Cantonal Police received a report that concrete parts had come loose from the ceiling of the Gotthard Road Tunnel and fallen onto the roadway. During an initial inventory, the Federal Roads Office discovered a 16-meter-long crack in the intermediate ceiling near the North Tunnel portal that had caused the damage. No one was injured in the accident. To protect road users, ASTA closed the tunnel in both directions immediately. Already during the night and the next morning, we were confronted with the following questions: what had happened? What has to be done? When will the tunnel be reopened? At the same time, Federal Councillor Rösti told to the press that the tunnel would be open again next weekend. The detective ceiling in the Gotthard Road Tunnel had to be broken down. With heavy installations, we did that. We had to protect the asphalt surface of the road because the concrete parts of the ceiling fall down. Biting down the ceiling. And after one night, the whole ceiling was down. You see here the duct for the fresh air and the duct for the used air, with 40 years of pull-outs of old traffic. After that, in parallel, they created a steel construction, which had to be planned first and manufactured first. And afterward, it was installed in these 16 meters. They worked 5 days, 24 hours without any sleep. Me as well. These are the heroes of the steel ceiling.
No time to say.
And after that week, there was the road to be cleaned. And 1 hour later, we reopened after days of closure the tunnel. By the way, Federal Councillor Woodtli was right. The tunnel was reopened on Friday evening. I will tell you about current challenges. The transfer of the TBM components to Göttingen is a challenge. Approximately 200 semi-trailer transports are to be done. 140 of them are special transports with overweight up to 100 tons and overweight up to 7.2 meters. The only way is the Achsenstraße to be used. The Seelisberg route isn't possible because of a bridge which isn't built for these weights here. Permanent danger of closure due to the mudslides on the Achsenstraße. We need just-in-time deliveries because we have limited space in Göttingen. We can't store the parts. And we started the transports on the Achsenstraße on 9 August 2024. And 4 days later, we had this mudslide here. And the Achsenstraße was closed. So the whole process is in danger. We even started transport on the waterway from Brünnen to Flüelen. But now the Achsenstraße is open again. Current challenge is also the assembling and tunneling of the TBM. The material deliveries the right part has always been at the right time on the construction site. We want to be ready to bore in February, next February. The performance drilling with about 15 to 20 meters a day is planned from March next year. And in June, we undercross the SBB tunnel, the old 140 years old tunnel, with a distance of 5 meters. The fault zone, I told you, the main challenge here is the occupational safety for all the miners there. And the question if the rock deformations are smaller than the calculated deformations. I told you this 1.4 meters we expect. And is the excavation of the fault zone completed when the TBM reaches this zone? The TBM has approximately 1 year to reach this zone, and we have, I hope, less than 1 year to excavate the fault zone. You are surely interested in the costs of that construction. In whole, it will be about $2 billion. Francs, Swiss francs. In dollars, it would be more. Glück auf, that is what miners say to each other when they go in the tunnel. Glück auf means good luck. I thank you for your attention. I told you about the challenges. The biggest challenge is now behind me, giving this presentation in English.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And actually, we wanted to challenge Emil on his English skills, and I have had the same teacher, and my grade was a 4, and my English teacher always told me, how were you able to achieve the proficiency? I don't know either, but I did it. But it was being done in English because the whole thing, I have not yet said, is recorded and will be sent viral. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of people in Lachen will watch the movie.
A lot of likes.
And you will get a lot of likes. No, I mean, what was also interesting, this Achsenstrasse, which is a huge problem, because Emil told me when he discussed it, you know, this roof that we have above the Achsenstrasse is just to relax us driving underneath, because we don't see the mountains that could fall down. And there will be another tunnel that they build for the road there. And believe it or not, that TBM is called, is coming from China. So the Chinese are not only producing cheap stuff, it is cheaper, it's 40% cheaper.
It's not the main TBM, it's a
smaller one.
A smaller one to invest in.
Exactly, but step by step they basically catch up. With that, we have the questions, I think, at the very end. If you're happy with that, we would like to move the presentations, if I may ask, to the one of Marcos. And thanks a lot. And it was a pleasure to have you here.